Okay, so I wanted to do a video specifically about an aspect of racism, and that's when are you no longer a racist? And the backstory to this is that I had a friend who she was a white female and she was dating an African American male, and they were together for years and they were actually a great couple. But then things happened. They ended up breaking up. I think he broke up with her, if I remember correctly, and she got super upset, super emotional. You know how breakups are. But then she's started using some disparaging racial remarks. I won't go into the details. We're not friends anymore. But the thing is that uh, I know that if you had mentioned to her prior to the breakup that, hey, do you think you harbor any sentiment, towards African Americans? And her, of course not. I'm in love with an African American. We're having sex together, and I think about how sex is usually that's the cement that puts relationships together. And you think, okay, if you're lying down with someone, if you're giving your body to someone, then that must mean that you're not looking at them as being inferior. But we all know that's not true, right? If you really think about it, when slavery was going on and the slave masters were having sex with the slaves, they thought they were better. They thought that they were human and the slaves weren't. And that didn't stop them from having sex with them, did it? So I think, and I think also if you if you think about sex, and this may explain why you have more white female, black male couples together. When you're thinking about sex, usually someone is aggressive or dominant and someone is submissive, right? That's usually the case. And it doesn't matter whether it's male, female, black, white, male, like whatever combination. I think for most of the time, for sex to actually happen, you got to have that situation where someone's being aggressive and someone's being, or dominant, and someone's being submissive. And so just in sex itself, there's no equality. It's hard to be equal and have sex if you really think about it. So to me, that's not you don't get a certificate saying, hey, I'm not racist anymore because I have sex with someone of another race. Or you're dating, or even loving. Love is love. Not that I'm trying to make a comparison at all, but you could love a pet. You could love your couch. You could love a family member. Doesn't mean anything. You can love something and not see it as your equal. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And so I think that a lot of people, because the sad part is that this is one story, but it's not the only one that I know of. It's not the only one that I've experienced myself. So the point is that you still need to check yourself. You still need to do work. For me, I grew up, in my teens and 20s. I had sexual relations with people from every race you could think of. I still have my stuff to work. We all do. It doesn't matter what race you are. You have things in you that need to be worked out. And maybe it's not racist. Maybe it's stereotypes or whatever it is. But it's stuff. Everyone grows up with stuff that you have to work out. And you don't get a pass just because you're dating someone of that race or of that, whatever the case may be. For me, what did it for me was that as I got older, the reason why I was having so many sexual relations as it was because I had low self-esteem. But when I learned to love myself and I realized that, and for me specifically, that DNA-wise, I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a mutt. So when I learned to love me, I look around at people and I love all of them because I see myself in all of them. And I think everyone else needs to take that journey, whether it comes down to your DNA, or even if you're religious and you look at it as look at others as God and love them as you would love God. But you have to do the work, and you can't just say, oh, because I did this, that means I get a card, I get a pass. No, that's not true. You have work to do. I have work to do. We always have work to do. So I just wanted to make that point to all of you out there. Even if you are that, African American that's in a relationship with a white person, and you're feeling a certain kind of way, like, well, no, they can't. I kind of feel this way, but there's no way they could, because they're with me. It's still there. And when hate becomes a factor, all of that stuff comes to the surface, and you see the real them, right? We know that's true. So I'm just saying, do the work, and you will never get a pass. No one will ever get a pass, because we all have stuff that we'll continue to. Not until we're dead and we're in heaven and we're all just light of spirits will we all be the same. So keep working on it. Bye.